Well, not really gonna work. So. They should be able to hear from these. It's on there. Hello, hello.
Is one day minutes late, so she will join the meeting as she's having. Oh, she's right. And tell us when you're ready, Marcia, and I'll call the meeting to order when you're ready. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, we're going to call the meeting of the Historic Preservation and Architectural Review Board of the Village of Town at 5 p.m. And we're going to start the meeting by a public hearing for 15 Leatherstocking Street to demolish the carriage house carport addition because of rot and damaged wood. Is anybody here to speak regarding 15 Leatherstocking Street proposed demolition of carport addition? Okay, we're going to leave the meeting open and move on to the regular agenda, and we'll return to the public hearing if anybody comes in, or we'll close it in a little bit just in case somebody is planning to come to speak. We'll move on to item number 1 on the regular agenda, 11 Delaware. Dave, would you like to come and tell us about your project? Have a seat.
Back house. It's a lot of water, very damp, the siding is rotten. I'm told by the contractors that this existing siding on the entire house is still available. So the same siding, they tell me, would replace rotten siding. And in addition to the siding, there's a window over my kitchen sink, which is so rotten that if I were to open it, the glass would fall out of the frame. So the window needs to be replaced. And I'd asked the contractor to get a window that was identical as to the existing window. Not a problem, historical window, probably was purchased in the 60s, 70s, 80s, I don't know. And the door going into my cellarway, which is, I'd say about 50% underground, 50% above ground level, has to be replaced. It's a metal door, steel door, and that's just rusted out rotten.
Thank you, Dave. If you have a seat, please. We want people to feel relaxed talking to us, so sit down. You've got a microphone and everything. Is Dave's on? Yes, it's on. Okay, great. Some of what you're talking about, especially the replacement of the siding with the same material, is replacement in kind. So we actually don't weigh in on replacement in kind. So if you're getting clapboards to replace the clapboards that you have and wood clapboards, repainting them, same reveal, that we don't have to weigh in on. The door and the windows look pretty close, but I'll see if anybody has any questions regarding the materials you're proposing. Well, I should say the windows look pretty close. The basement, you're going with a completely different approach, right? The Bilco door instead of the flush door on your house.
There's an existing flush door on the house. There still has to be an existing flush door on the house. But the entranceway to the cellar, the way it was designed, my contractor likes to say it's ridiculous, but it's the way it was designed. It's basically Bilco entrance. Previously, there was no Bilco door over the cement entranceway. The previous entranceway was a wood frame standing up, which collapses past winter. Just the wood right out and collapse. And he does not want to build another wood entranceway. He says a Bilco door is the way to go.
So I guess my question with the Bilco door, instead of, will the Bilco door, the height of the door where it meets your house, be high enough in that doorway, or do you have to change the size of the doorway? Just out of curiosity.
She would hear for that. Bilco door is not going to go all the way to the house.
Okay.
There's going to be a gap.
There's going to be, and you just need some daylight, or is it going to get filled or transitioned at all, or?
It's going to be daylight, and he tells me that we can build the roof the way it used to be.
Oh, okay, so you're gonna do a transitional roof between, like a shed roof between the door and the house, okay? That helps me to kind of conceptualize that, and then you still plan to replace the door in
Gotta
that
replace the
section.
door. Yeah,
And, okay,
that is the only entrance way to the basement, by the way. There's no interior entrance.
it's a good old fashioned basement entrance. Okay, I'm gonna let other folks, if anybody has any questions. Bernie, do you have any questions for Dave?
I guess I was wondering, are you gonna come back when you get the design for the extension and so forth? Are you gonna-
I certainly can. And sure, I certainly can.
And
That
that-
know what his plan is. I was not in favor of the Bilko door at first, but he's insisting that's the best route.
Mm-hmm,
I wanted to go back to where I originally found it, which didn't have sides on it, it was just posts with a roof,
mm-hmm,
which was kept the rain out of the.
The well.
Going into the basement. But in the winter, it was always full of snow and ice.
so,
you might be hesitant about the bill code because it seems like it might be a pain to open and close them. But if that's your reason, I've used them before and they become second nature and you pull them open and you're good to go to get to your basement. I think you'll be, if that's your hesitation, I think you'll be happy with it.
Okay, he tells me you can buy an extension.
I see that in the specs,
Yeah.
That extends them right to the house.
I've got in the spec, they got a
yeah.
extension
The
there.
extension, that's what he told me.
And that was the only reason, because I wasn't sure without the measurements, whether the height of the Bilko door at the house end is high enough to frame the doorway. If the extension extends it horizontally, but doesn't make it taller, that was my question, and that's why I was
I
asking.
really didn't understand that. I would say we are underground at least 4 feet,
Mhm.
and so probably we're letting another 4 feet
And so
to get to the top of the door.
right, so,
He told me that there's an extension where the normal Bilko door ends, where we could get up to the top of the.
okay.
And with that extension, you can you can make up any gap that you have between the top of the back of the bill code.
You're more
And-
familiar with those than I am then.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like that's where you're going with.
Right, right. And if you can't and you are going to build that roof or build that extender, he's going to build that extender, that's when we'll need to come back for a field change to look at what he's proposing. Is it going to be sided? Is it going to use architectural shingle? You know, what does it look like? A drawing of what it's going to look like and how many feet out it's going to be, things like that.
He definitely was telling me he wants to do the Bilko extender, which I've never seen such a thing.
He wants to buy one rather than make something. himself.
Yes, he
Yeah.
wants to buy one.
Okay.
What was there before was sheets of plywood.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that it was, yes, I appreciate your effort in replacing it with something maybe a little less flimsy and dangerous too.
Just to clarify, like Liz is suggesting that you don't have to come before us necessarily, but that you can do it as a field change where once you get the plans, you let Liz know and.
Let Nick know
Let
and
Nick-
he'll present it at the meeting. It is, but we need to technically review it if you're not going to use those extenders that come with the door that can be purchased with the door.
Not Nick.
This is Nick, I'm sorry. Nick is our zoning enforcement officer.
Good to know.
Yeah, yes, and he is a good person to know with any project you're working on. So, okay, I've gotten some of my questions and clarifications out of the way regarding the Bilko door. Tell us about the door, the metal door, which will be covered by the Bilko door. Are you going metal again, or are you using like a more stable material this time?
Contract. That's what he proposed. I rely on contractors. I just don't-
Got it.
A Therma-Tru flush panel, pre-hung motor.
Okay. And the windows you're proposing look to be just about the same window that you have there now, the casement window?
That's what I have.
And does the size of the opening change at all? Do you know, or is, okay, Okay.
Extending.
great. I've asked Dave a lot of questions. Bernie, do you have any other questions?
Guess I'm just curious whether there's some way that when the contractor does have the window specs that maybe
They're in here.
in terms of whether they're the same as the existing,
Okay,
whether Nick
yeah.
might be able to just double.
And he does have a measurement 43 by 43, and then the basic framing of the window.
40.
Sorry, 40?
Well, there are two, they do right-hand and left-hand casement.
Mm-hmm.
So they're both 40, they're 42 and it's 42 and a half by 43, so
Yeah,
together, 42 and a half by 43.
so that's,
But the opening is gonna be 43 by 42.
Right, the opening is 44 by 43.
Oh, I see 43 by 42.
I know, because it's two halves, so the rough opening is 22 by 43, but there's two of those. So 22 times 2 is 44 by wide by 43 tall.
so there might be a slight change. So if that's going to happen, let us know,
Okay.
because,
Yeah, check that.
thank you, Aaron.
Or will it be voluntarily reported?
You're talking to a lawyer, so you better.
Easier to voluntarily report.
Yes.
Good.
Proactivity is the winner.
Exactly. But it's pretty close, so maybe his rough opening measurements on your drawing are rough measurements, but if there's
This might overlap too.
possibly. So if there's,
One window.
it's,
Don't they open?
But they,
They seem like they're two,
they
they
order,
open the casement window.
yeah,
they order each side is a different,
window.
half of the
Each one
casement is a different,
separately.
right, it's A1 and A2 on the order sheet. So
Okay.
it's two halves
Two
of
halves.
one window. It's presented separately as two halves.
Okay, that would make sense.
Not totally, but
I'm
it makes,
sure they buy this one.
in
unit,
this situation, apparently it makes sense.
Anyhow, if you are going to need to make the opening for the window bigger, that is our concern. If you're using filler to like fill in a half an inch or an inch, that's not as much of a concern, but if the window is also significantly smaller and you're filling, that's a concern. Okay, does that make sense to everybody, the way I explained it? Dave, do you have any questions?
Else.
Aaron, do you have any questions? Gib, do you have any other questions?
Well, I have a comment. I'm amazed at the rot that seems about 3 feet above the ground level. And I see a disconnected downspout. Is, you only
11
thought of putting in
Delaware,
a
isn't
gutter
it?
and
11
connecting up the
Delaware.
downspout to keep the water from splashing?
I would love to have downspouts, and I'd love to talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. I get icicles every year on the back, and there's no additive between right above that backside. And I don't know what I can do about it, other than I've had de-icers a couple times, electric put on the roof.
Right.
Works great, but they last about a year or two and they fall off.
Uh,
And I've twice called people that install gutters and I just get nowhere. They say we're backlogged for a year.
Yeah.
I never hear back from them. I just don't know what I can do about it. That's what I really need to do, is deal with a lot of problem like that.
yeah, it's strange.
Here.
Yeah, it's strange.
A lot of problems.
Place of rot.
There are some good folks around here who do gutters, and we can't specifically recommend anybody. But as much as I've never been a fan of gutters, they've really helped my house also. And you may also want to check on insulation in that. I know it's crawl space, but that combination might help. And I'm trying to remember to encourage people to do this before you do this work. It might be a good idea to talk to Ellen Pope about the historic preservation tax credit, 20% New York State preservation tax credit. If you haven't, you do have to put in the application and get approval before you do the work, but if you get approval from HPARB to do this, you're basically, for the most part, replacing materials in kind. You could build the gutters in, you could build other things in. Ellen is much more familiar with how far you can go with it, but it's only 5% of the work has to be on the exterior of the house. So if you, and it doesn't have to be all at once, you can take many years to do it. So you're thinking, I have this list, I had a few years, but I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. You may want to talk to her about that.
Appreciate that.
Anyway, Lizzie, I know you just came in, but do you have any questions for Dave? We've kind of grilled him. It's our understanding that the siding is replacement in kind. We understand that if there's more than the Bilco door extender, it will come back for a field change. And the replacement door inside the valve is sounding pretty similar to the existing door. Any other? Aaron, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay. Okay. Given all that, does anybody want to make a motion? Unless there are more questions.
I'll be happy to make a motion.
Great. Thanks, Bernie.
This is 11 Delaware, right?
Correct.
Okay. I propose that HPARB provide a certificate of appropriateness for the project at 11 Delaware Ave based on 3B, C, D, and 5.
Strictly as Delaware Street,
Yes, I was gonna.
but I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Okay, Liz votes yes.
David, yes.
Aaron, yes.
Bernie, yes.
Deb, yes.
Oh, am I in?
I guess not.
Yeah, I'm just
But
the
then
alternate.
being here.
The alternate.
I'm on week 2 of fairs. I'm kind of a little brain dead, so, okay, great. Dave, Nick is going to get you a permit and, the letter formally stating that you have permission to do this work. And let us know if there are any field changes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good night. Okay, nobody's come in regarding 15 leather stocking, correct? Okay. We'll return to that public hearing because I don't think anybody is at this point. So, yes, come on up. Have a seat. Okay, so did you tell us last time you're just demolishing? You don't plan to build anything? Okay, just wanted to clarify that. I thought that was the case. Anybody have any other questions for Nancy regarding the proposed demolition before we put it to a vote?
So there are no plans, I understand no short-term plans, but anything on distant garage?
No pipe dreams? Dad, no, nothing.
Spa. Neighborhood pool.
Racetrack?
Swimming hole. Okay, would anybody like to make a motion regarding the proposed demolition of the lean-to on the carriage barn, the carport lean-to on the carriage barn at 15 Leatherstocking Street?
Sure. I propose that HPARB provide a certificate of appropriateness for the project at 15 Leatherstocking based on 3B and number 5.
Thank you very much, Bernie.
Second.
Thanks, Dave. Any discussion? All right, Liz votes yes.
David, yes.
Bernie, yes.
Aaron, yes.
Deb, yes.
Awesome. Nick will send you your permit.
Here,
About how long does that take?
I'll probably get to it this week, probably Friday, I'll drop an email or.
Do you have somebody chomping at the bit to take it down?
No, but I'm trying to order a dumpster.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. It takes longer because he has to wait for me to sign it. That's always the problem. We'll try to get it out to you as quickly as possible. Thanks, Nancy. Okay, so item number 2 on the regular agenda is 15 Brooklyn Avenue. Would the representative of 15 Brooklyn Avenue like to come up and talk to us? How are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks.
My name is Eric Wilson, I'm with Red Point.
Hi, Eric.
This is Lisa Schweinfurt, she's the property owner.
Hi, Lisa.
So what we have is some footer drains that are performing adequately. So we need to address those to stop the water coming into the basement and doing any further damage. So, we have some demolishing that we need to do of our rear deck, some fencing and some retaining walls so we can really get to the proper level of the drains and replace those.
Okay.
Sounds so easy.
Stop. Bing, bang, boom.
To fix something no one can see.
It feels like,
Unnecessary, yeah.
yes. Okay, does anybody have any questions for the homeowner or Eric?
Just for the general record, do you have any idea when the deck was added to the house?
The kitchen addition was put on in 1998, and I think the deck was put on shortly after that.
Okay.
My parents owned the house. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
The deck's been there for a while, and there are rotten spots.
So like turn of the 21st century deck. Yeah. So in 100 years, we'll be calling it that. Oh, really? Turn of the 21st century. They put on this deck.
In the last century.
It's a lot of deck.
There it is. It's back behind the house and stretches to
Mhm.
the east. My dad added on to it over the years, so, but the main portion, which is, it's actually not attached to the house. So when it comes off, it will look like the house did prior to on that side. But that's the original section in the L of the house there in the rear, STF.
Okay.
And when you remove the deck, are you removing the overhang also?
Yeah, it's not.
Okay. Okay. Bernie, do you have any questions?
No.
Hey, Dave, do you have any questions?
No.
Dave, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Lizzie, do you have any questions? Aaron, any more questions? I shouldn't mean to skip you.
No, I'm good on questions.
So what we just sat through was Nancy requesting the removal of a lean-to carport from an outbuilding on her property. And I am not sure you're aware of this, but the village law indicates that we have to set a public hearing. So I'm glad you're aware of that. I doubt, I think your public hearing will be very much like Nancy's was. I don't imagine you'll get a lot of pushback from your neighbors, but right, which is kind of how Nancy was feeling her neighbors would feel about that. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that before we went forward, but given the lack of specific questions, other than some clarification
Well,
from
and
the
I'm
board.
curious about timing, you know.
Yeah.
The happy assumption that there is no issue with the public hearing, then when would the work be done?
That is a good question, and that means my higher ups as.
The subcontractor who will be performing work, it says he can still do it yet this year.
Great.
So we're trying to-
Great.
Yeah, just knock out before snow flies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
Right.
it's a mess in the winter.
Yeah, I think given the, overwhelming concern on this board, I think you're probably safe talking to the contractor for some time after mid-September. But we will schedule a public hearing for the September board meeting, which is, I think, on
I think it's the 8th.
September 8th. Thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was early. So does anybody want to make a motion to hold a public hearing regarding this request at the September board meeting?
So.
moved. Okay, extra credit all around. Okay. You can say it was unanimous. You got Aaron and Dave there.
One motion, 1 second.
And we will see you in September.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. So 14 Delaware Street, anybody here regarding 14 Delaware? How are you tonight? Good. Come on up, have a seat.
My name is Richard Kinister. I'm with Home Depot.
Richard?
Yes.
Okay, and Marcia's gonna need the spelling of your last name for the minutes?
CANASTRA.
CANASTRA. Yeah, okay, great. So, can you tell us about the project, Richard?
The customer is looking to replace 3 basement windows in her home. For better energy efficiency, sealing them up a little bit tighter. They are not the original windows to the house. They've been changed out at one point. They are a steel or aluminum window right now. Does look like some of the, have to do some wall framing to install our windows to make sure everything's secure and watertight. We did go with Simonton's copper window, which is down with what she has. She has a copper type window already. The windows are halfway below grade already. Well, they're not very visible from the road. And we did match, I don't know if you guys,
We do get a full package. We get everything you sent, so.
I don't know if you guys deal with U factor.
We don't,
Only we require a 0.27 U factor. And that's what we match with these windows.
Okay, great.
Are you putting the plastic cover over them that's in some of the photographs?
We would not, that doesn't mean that the owner did not reinstall them. We would make sure everything was darn watertight when we were done.
Right.
We do cap any wood that is facing the outside.
What do you mean by
Right now,
cap?
we did put in,
What do you mean by cap?
it's wrap, we call it wrapping. I can actually show you a photo of one of our windows if you would like on my iPad. A book frame is just a wood frame
Right.
that goes around the window. We attach the book frame to the foundation of the house and attach the window to that book frame. Then we take aluminum wrap, which would be in white, and wrap that book frame and caulk it. So it's air and water tight.
So it's an aluminum and it's painted, primed, painted white when you install it, but
We
paintable.
use, usually for basements, we use pressure treatment.
For the wood. But the aluminum that you're wrapping that with,
In white.
okay. And it's a pre-painted product, but it
Yeah.
is
It's
paintable.
actually the final for the outside.
So a vinyl coating, okay. How much of a vinyl coating just? Is it vinyl or is it,
It's like almost like a finished cover.
okay,
Okay, it's in milliliters how thick it is. It's no different than a car paint,
okay.
if you're familiar with that. It's not very thick.
Mhm. Okay, when you say a vinyl coating though, I just wanted to clarify that it's not another piece of vinyl wrapping it. It's,
No.
okay,
It's more of a refinish.
okay.
That's about it.
Does anybody have any questions for Richard?
Just out of curiosity, you're saying, what's the wrap made of and?
It's a flashing that you see on some of the windows. It's that, but instead of being painted white, it's a white vinyl. It's got a little bit of a texture, so it looks like a wood grain.
Do you have any that doesn't have a texture?
Yeah, I can probably,
We don't encourage that faux texturing with anything we do. That's why I'm asking. I think it would be preferred that it just be smooth. If you
I'd
have,
have to check with our install team when they can get it.
Okay.
But I'm assuming that we could.
Anybody have any other questions? Would anybody like to make a motion?
I will.
Thank you, Dave.
Move that HPARB provide a certificate of appropriateness for the project at 14 Delaware Street under criteria 2A and 5.
Great. Anybody want to second that?
A second.
Wonderful. Liz votes yes.
Burning yes.
Oh, Aaron, yes.
Yes.
Great.
With one
With
voice.
any discussion, sorry. Awesome. Thank you. Nick will get the homeowner. And Richard.
It's enormous on the homeowner.
Can you send me a copy?
Sure. You want to,
Because my business.
okay. Your email's down there.
Yep.
Okay. I'll take care of that for you.
This way it doesn't get lost. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
You too. Thanks. Okay. We had red points on the next one now.
How are you?
Good, again, Eric Wilson.
Hi, Eric.
So we have a window replacement that we needed to at Upton Hall. We're gonna use the exact same opening that's existing for the current window. It will be replaced with a almost identical replica. Jim Share is gonna be producing the replacement window for us. And then we will have a match to all the existing homes in the core as shown in the photos. There's rotten damage that by it's coming to needing a replacement.
Yes, and we had approved this as was noted on the agenda we got, but it's a different contractor
Yeah,
now.
we
Right.
can come back.
And so you'll be addressing the rotting trim.
Correct, yep, so that will be also replaced in the same material
Okay.
and colored the same material as well.
Okay.
Match.
All right, we appreciate the double checking. Are there any questions? For Eric? Okay,
Just to refresh my memory, the change of the pane size.
What was that?
You changed you decided to go with different size window panes or no?
No.
Oh, okay. No question.
There is a little bit of a change. The current opening has 12 lights and the replacement has 6. And the reason for the replacement, according to the application, is to match the light pattern on the other side of the same part of the building. So it is more in keeping with what's on the south side of that same tower.
Thanks, sir. Yeah.
and that's going to be a simulated divided light. That's not a true division of lights, correct? Just checking. Okay, anybody else have any questions? Since it's an application we've seen before. Thank you for calling out that change in light pattern, Aaron. Okay. Would anybody like to make a motion?
Sure. I would propose that HPAR provide a certificate of appropriateness for the project at 63 Pioneer Street based on 3B, 3C, and 3D, and 5.
I'll second.
Thanks, Gib. Any discussion? Liz votes yes.
David, yes.
Yes.
Aaron, yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
You too. Nick will get you your materials. Okay. Hi, come on up and join us. I'm assuming by process of elimination, you're here for 47 Susquehanna. Or else you're waiting for a pizza, one of the two. There isn't, so at least you get something out of this. Okay, and Nick explained to me that the homeowner would have been here also, but has been called out of town due to a death. So please tell us about the project.
Okay, so she would like to replace the dining room window, which is the only original window in the house. The rest of the windows had been replaced with marbles in 2015, I believe, yes, 2015. And while she understands that restoration is the preferred method, being this is the last window, we'd like to this it. And we're staying with a 6 light over 6 light. Marvin window. And the rest of them.
What's the condition of the window?
The condition of the window is overall fair.
I guess I understand the words that are used, and I guess I kind of understand why she wants to replace it. But just because the other ones have been replaced, I guess I'm still not necessarily on board with that being reason to replace the one if it can be repaired. So I guess that's kind of where I'm have a hard time making that gap. Just it sounds on the surface that it's a good argument, but then it's kind of falls apart for me. So, but I do understand.
And Bernie, I get your point. I feel like we're almost at the bottom of the slippery slope with this one. We started sliding down when they got replaced a while back. So I don't disagree. We would love to see an original window restored, but since all of the other windows have been replaced, it's feels like kind of not the change has been made in the house already. This is a side, not street facing window, or is it?
Side, not street.
Okay. And anybody else have any questions?
Just to note that I have to recuse myself here
That's okay.
because James is mentioned in the letter accompanying the application, who is my husband. So I cannot, I will not be voting on this one.
I think it may be, I totally understand the idea of it being the last one and may as well get rid of it. And I suppose it would be hard for me to make a useful argument as to why it should be preserved, but I guess just off the top of my head, it could for the homeowner, let's say the house is still around in 100 years or 50 or 60 years that it could be it could be one of those last remaining things from, how old do we think that window probably is, or how far did it? It's original, I would imagine. And what would your guess for the?
Late 1800s?
So, I guess it would be something, it might be a source of pride within the house or it might be a source of inspiration, or it might be inspiration in terms of somebody might say, okay, this window is, close to 200 years old. It's still, we're still keeping it going or something like that. And I guess that would probably be if I was to defend the idea of keeping the window, even though it may be the last one. Maybe that's the reason to make sure to keep it, is because it is the last window on the house. But I totally agree that it's not it wouldn't necessarily be the biggest loss. It's not like a bunch of windows or anything like that. And it's not street facing as you pointed out, but I just thought I'd throw that out there because I know that I have little things that are in my house that are the sort of the last surviving relics of a bygone age. And they're inspiring and they're sort of a testament to how well things were made in the past and how good old wood is can be an amazing material. I know my neighbor for a while, he kept his glass conductors, I forget what knob and tube or something like that. He kept a few of them over in the corner from where the electric was running, and it was just it was kind of cool. But
Is that Hugh?
that was Hugh. Yes.
Just, the house was built in 1873.
Another 50 years. We're gonna be old.
Any other questions or comments? And if I am correct, these folks just bought the house recently, correct? Okay. All right.
Well, one thought I had is maybe because it is an original window, as you're saying, and it's got the Greek Revival profile. So it was probably made locally. I wondered if they would, taking it out, would they preserve it, put it in the attic or the basement? So
Or the
it's
big
there?
garage.
It could be stored.
That might be a way of keeping the historical fabric for somebody in the future who might be more interested in.
Documenting it and keeping it would be good.
Yeah,
And that was another thought I had on it was just that, and I appreciate that suggestion. It's just that you never know, maybe the newer windows won't hold up for that great come another 50 years, and maybe somebody will think about switching them back and they'll have an example of a window to
Maybe.
go back to. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that suggestion.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good suggestion if you can ask the homeowners to do that. Okay, any other questions or comments? Would somebody like to make a motion?
How would you phrase that to just retain the old window?
To, yeah, retain the window that's being removed in storage on the property.
I could
Great,
make a motion.
thank you, Bernie.
We are talking 47 Susquehanna.
Correct.
I propose that HPARB provide a certificate of appropriateness for the project at 47 Susquehanna based on 3B and 3D with the stipulation that the original window be taken out gently and retained on the property in storage. It would just be the window that's going. Okay.
Thank you.
A second.
Thank you, Dave. Any discussion? Okay, Liz votes yes.
David, yes.
Bernie, yes.
Aaron recuse.
yes.
Lizzie, yes.
Thank you very much. Awesome.
Okay.
Nick will send the homeowners a letter.
No problem.
Thank you. You too. Okay. So we have some minutes to approve. 2 sets. So we have the July minutes, and the composition of the board that night was myself, David, Bernie, Aaron, and Gib. So those are the folks who will vote. And actually for both sets of minutes, Lizzie was here. Thank you. But the voting members were the 5 board members. So has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes from the July board meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. If everybody's comfortable, does somebody want to make a motion?
Page
Yep.
2, my name is misspelled.
Either
This is strung out. It's a family tradition to keep junk mail that has various versions of our name. And so
So does this make?
that's nothing. I must confess, yeah, I was a competitive swimmer and in the beginning of events, they announce who's swimming in what lane. So my name was announced as Saint Rogats. And everyone on team said, "Who's that?"
Wow, that's creative.
So pretty impressive for a Jewish person to
Be St. Rogat.
Same thing.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so you'll see that, sort of toward the top of page 2. And then, actually, I just had one other, question on the. So for the One Church Street, where it
Oh, wait, are we
was-
talking about the 14, 9 or 14?
This is July.
It's in both.
Oh,
So, yeah, so under
Number 5.
number 5, where it's considered a minor alteration.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was wondering if there was, if you gave some thought to minor, but I know from the applicant, they consider it pretty major,
Well,
but.
because it's not making major changes to the
The structure is really.
it's all reversible.
Okay.
That's why I chose my,
Yeah.
but it's a good question. Because, you know, appearance wise from the street,
But the structure itself is
Okay.
changing very little and it's very reverse.
Yeah, I was just curious about that.
We don't get the
I'm-
fire buildings do, you know.
I'm not debating if you wanted to.
No, I was just curious what, and I think that's a good rationale.
Everybody else okay with that? Okay.
I can move, motion to approve the minutes from July 14th as amended by St. Rogat.
Same, I guess, yes. I give it my blessing and my second.
Oh, oy vey.
I'll say.
Thank you. Okay.
David, yes.
Aaron, yes.
Yes.
Never sure with minutes, but we did it just in case. Okay, now we'll move on to June.
She was like so long ago. And,
Did everybody get a chance to read these minutes?
Yes.
Any questions, comments, concerns? Misspelling? That's what happens when you let AI do the minutes. Okay. All right.
I move the June minutes be approved.
Okay, do we have a second?
So moved.
Okay, Liz votes yes.
David, yes.
Aaron, yes.
David, yes.
Thank you all very much. We can turn, yeah. Yes, she does a good job. We can turn off the mics and adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn,
Yes, thank you. And, but I
5:58.
would love to clarify a question that's come up for everybody, but it doesn't have to be formally clarified in meeting minutes and in the post.